Hey everyone, John King here. I just wanted to check in to see how everybody was doing, give you a little update on what's going on here in West Michigan. What we've noticed in changes because of COVID-19 is that funeral homes are not allowed to have services. They can't have more than 10 people in their funeral home. So everything is being done at the gravesite. So when you see a gravesite service at 11 o'clock, it's not really going to be just a committal service. We're going to see a full hour, hour and a half funeral service going on because at the graveside they're allowed to have 100 people. So families are opting to do everything at the graveside. So that's made things difficult when it comes to scheduling because you're not sure how long things are going to last at the graveside. So when it comes to doubling up CSRs on services, it's difficult. We've worked with our funeral homes. We have plenty of equipment to service everything that's coming up, but we've started handling it like we do spring burials. For spring burials, we tell funeral homes that because of scheduling, we might not have a CSR at the graveside, but we will guarantee that all the equipment will be set up for them. And that if one funeral home has multiple services in a day, we tell them that chances are you're going to have that same CSR. So when they schedule their services, if they're going to schedule a 11 o'clock graveside and a 1 o'clock graveside, and the cemeteries are a county and a half apart, chances are you're not going to have someone at the cemetery when you show up to your second one. That CSR is still going to be tearing down his equipment. At the first one, he'll have that second one set up, but chances are he's not going to be there. So they know that going into it. So when they schedule their services, hopefully they plan accordingly. And most of them have been real receptive, positively receptive on that. They've all scheduled their services if they're doing more than one a day where the guy has plenty of time to make it. So we're finding that, and we've just, like I said, we've been trying to deal with those like we are spring burials. Speaking of spring burials, for us, normally those start in April. For those of you that don't know what spring burials are, we have cemeteries that close down in, December, usually December 1st, and they open back up in April 1st. They normally just open up, it goes by dates, doesn't matter the weather, but they do that because of the frost and the snow. So then we have to make all those burials up, and normally everyone wants to get those made up by Memorial Day. Well, because of COVID-19, their mindset has been, well, our loved one's been in storage, since January. Why are we going to rush the burial come April when no one can be at the graveside anyways? So we'll just hold on to that burial. And so our spring burials didn't start really until end of May, beginning of June this month. And so it was almost like Memorial Day came and we're like, can we just get the first spring burial done? Normally we're last one Memorial Day weekend, but no, this year it's been a little difficult with that. As it comes to gravesite setups, we've been trying to follow the NCBVA regulation or recommendations since the beginning of it. We limited things to gravesite as we put greens out, but just around the grave, no additional greens. We would put our lowering device. We do not Wilbert weigh anything unless it's requested. So we just have a placer with the rollers and the lowering device, and that was pretty much it. We allowed tents with no sidewalls, no chairs, no chair covers. We did put a skirting around the device, and we kept our guys back. We would lower in front of the family, but the family would have to step back from the graveside. Our guy wouldn't come up. We did have PPE, but like everybody else, you had the PPE that you had on hand, and then once that ran out, it was difficult finding some. But as of late, we've been able to get our hands on more. We've upped our services with what we're providing. We now provide essentially everything now. We do have a commercial washer and dryer at our facility, so we have enough chair covers and device skirtings that we can wash everyone's equipment at the end of the day and rotate out. So they put clean ones in the morning or when they leave for work, and the old stuff gets thrown in a pile that we wash throughout the next day. And so we keep doing that. Other than that, things here are getting back to normal. We still can't have more than 10 people. Funeral homes still can't have more than 10 people. So I guess when I say we're getting back to normal, maybe it just means that we're doing better with adjusting to the way things are. Things aren't really going back to normal, but we're doing good with adjusting and working with the funeral home. So it's starting to see, unfortunately, normal, the way things are going. I hope it doesn't continue. But here in Michigan, where we're located, we just dropped down from phase 4 to phase 3 because of the increase in COVID cases, the positive cases. So that's going in the wrong direction. Let's see what else is going on. When it comes to our crematory, I did receive what I thought was a pretty disturbing call right when this started. The county medical examiners who were offices were calling around, trying to figure out what cooler capacity you had for if there was a huge increase in deaths and they needed cooler space and they wanted to rent out cooler space from places. So that was really weird when you get that phone call. But fortunately, on the west side of Michigan, we don't have the population density, so we really didn't get slammed. So that was pretty nice. So when it comes, like I said, when it comes back to gravesite setup, we're pretty much running everything as normal on the gravesite setups, and we're just being as cautious as we possibly can, as what anyone can be. So I hope everyone is doing well and being safe.